right around this time, I'm going to be checking to see who's on YouTube, who's on Facebook. All right, and we're on. Welcome to Manifested Thoughts Podcast, everybody. Come on in. We are going to be waiting on you. We have a special guest tonight, and she is a coffee stylist extraordinaire. She's also she wears many hats. She is a sort of like a vibe connoisseur. She's a great lady, and I can't wait to share her with you. Come on in. We got two in line. I see you coming in, everybody. Good to see you. Come on in. You are welcome to Manifest Those Podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Tonight we're talking about you have to see it first. And if you can't like and share your page, oh my God, is that Egberto? Oh no, we got to cut this whole thing off now. Oh my goodness, no, you're not supposed to be on here. You go back. It's good to see you, bro. I'm glad to see you, man. Glad to see you. If y'all can, just like and share your page. Let me know whether you're on YouTube, whether you're on Facebook. And I'm good to see you. Hey, what's going on? Good to see y'all. Please come on in. We're not going to be long tonight, but I want to get right into our events of the night. All right? Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Glad to see everybody. Come on in. Glad to see y'all. What's going on? Melvin, good to see you, sir. Egberto, good to see you, sir. I know that there's more on the line. I know, because sometimes Facebook be capping every now and again, They tell you it's 4 and it's really 6. Good to see you. Frankie, Career, good to see you, bro. Glad to have y'all tonight. And if you have a particular schedule that you have to, follow tonight, if you have someplace that you have to get to, I promise I will not keep you long tonight. All right? But I want to show off my special guest tonight, and I'm so happy that she's on. Thank you for the hearts, everybody. Wow. Giving the hearts so far. Good to see y'all. Like and share your page. We're going to be on in a few minutes. It's about 8:02 right about now. And in about the next 2 to 3 minutes, we are going to be right up and on and in. Come on, everybody. Come on in. I am going to show a quick commercial before we get in, and I'm going to have you to meet my special guest. So happy that y'all here. So happy to see y'all. So happy to have y'all. And for some of you who might be coming on to watch the replay, I'm happy to have you here today as well. And just when you do, just do me a favor, can you just type in replay? I'd appreciate that. Well, it's about 8:03, y'all. And about 8:05, we're gonna get started. And we're going to go right into our presentation. Do me a favor, if you can, like and share your page. If you're on YouTube, I'm not too sure if anybody's there yet, but if you're on YouTube, do me a favor, just hit the like button, all right? And I'd appreciate that. I promise you will not be disappointed tonight, We have a wonderful special lady. Mrs. Erica is an amazing woman, and I really can't wait for anybody to meet her. All right? Yes. Good to see you. Now, I'm also streaming in from my other Facebook page, everybody. So, and I see about 10 people on there. Wow. Thank y'all for the hearts. Also. Yeah. Good to see y'all. Come on in, everybody. Come on in. Absolutely. Hey, good to see y'all. Thank you for coming in, y'all. It's so funny, y'all. I didn't even know I had more than 4 Facebook pages. That's sad. It's really sad. You have to excuse me. Wow. But I'm connected tonight. Good to see you. Wow. Good to see you, Anthony. Good to see you, Jalissa. Good to see you, Melissa. Good to see you. And they're all on my other Facebook page as well. But for the most part, the ones that we can see also on my other Facebook page. Good to see you again. Glad to see everybody. We're about to get started. It is now 8:05, and in the next 6 seconds, we are going to be getting started. Glad that you're here, everybody. Glad that you're here. Brooklyn Cakes in the house. Good to see you, sir. Wow, brother. And yo, Brooklyn, you got to give me a call right after this presentation, bro. Because I have something I need to send to you as far as the promo is concerned. Good to see everybody. And by the way, y'all, I cannot wait to show the stuff that he's doing off also. Okay, y'all, we're about to get started, all right? If you're ready, guess what? I'm ready too. Yo, what's up, everybody? This your boy Donald Francis, and welcome to Manifested Thoughts Podcast, where we're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Yo, we're already giving away gifts, and we're only a few subscribers in. The only thing you have to do is go to manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. One more time, manifestedthoughts888@gmail.com. After you do that, you'll type in giveaways and type in one of the topics that we've talked about on our platform. And bam, it's over. Just like that. Back to the program. Gonna hit the ground running. Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? Good to see everybody. I'm so happy that you're here on both Facebook pages and also, if possible, on YouTube. I just want to say thank y'all, and I'm glad that y'all are all out tonight. I have a wonderful special guest, but before that, let me just say for those of them who will be coming on to the replay or coming on maybe, I don't know, next week, 2 days from now, I'm Donald Francis, and welcome to Manifest Thoughts Podcast. And our starting goals are to help 500 people bring their imagination into reality. And if we're meeting for the first time, yes, my name is Donald Francis, and you're not going to only see me here every now and again, but you'll see me on other platforms like It's Life Podcast, that's located right there on YouTube, right there on Facebook as well. And my first page that I've ever grown up with is It's All You TV, ITZALLYOU TV. That's where you see short films. That's where you see some of the skits. That's where you see Relationship Matters and all that other good stuff. Tonight, also, you'll see me every now and again on Channel 49 TV every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yo, guess what, y'all? I have a wonderful guest. Mrs. Erica's in the building, and I'm so happy that she's here. She is the coffee maker extraordinaire. She is the coffee designer extraordinaire. She is the coffee flavor extraordinaire, and I'm just so happy to have her tonight. And she is my guest. That's the reason why I gave you that commercial early, because I want to just go right into and dive into who she is. What a humble, sweet lady, wonderful spirited person. I'm glad that she's here, and she's favored me to be able to be on the this platform tonight and to come and bring some value to all of us. And I'm so happy to have her. And guess what? Without further ado, I'm going to bring her right in. So I introduce to some and present to others none other than Mrs. Erica. What's going on, sis?
Hey. Hey. What's up?
Good to see you.
I appreciate that intro.
Oh man, let me tell you something. You're a special lady. Come on, and it wasn't but so long. It wasn't that long ago that we met, actually, but it's been about, at least I can say, about a year and some change, maybe almost 2 years,
Yeah.
And Mrs. Erica is someone who is very, very busy lady, because she's not only into doing coffee, but she does a lot of things that require high demand. But hey, sis, I'm glad that you're here. What's going on?
Thank you. Nothing much. I'm excited to be here. I was telling you a minute ago, it's my first time ever doing, live stream podcast type of thing. So it's cool.
Wow,
I'm
I'm glad.
excited.
Well, I'm honored to be the first. I'm honored
Yes.
to be the first one to give you the platform,
Well,
and we're going to do the best. And we have some people that's coming in. Henry Watkins, good to see you. Kimberly, good to see you. And we're just all happy to have you here at our community.
awesome.
So let me just say before we get on, I bring you on the platform so that you could also understand some of the audience that we do have. Now, that's not all of them who are here, but we come from a specific background. Like, I'm so proud. And sometimes I'm like, oh, a little down, but I'm happy to say that I'm from the Red Hook Projects. I used to live
Mhm.
out there a long time ago. And the reason that the thing that jolted me and motivated me to do any podcast was to speak to the person I used to be. You get
Mhm.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the reason we named this particular podcast Manifested Thoughts is because there's so many people who had the ability to manifest everything that they wanted, but because of our environment, it just sort of kept us closed in, and kept us
Mhm.
in close range to people that we should have never really been around. People who killed our dreams rather by words, verbally, or made us feel bad. Maybe it's because
Yeah.
we lost family and stuff like that. Anything that you could have ever possibly thought. But a lot of us have made it through the thick and the
Yeah.
storm.
Yeah.
And
Oh, yeah.
what I'm saying? So I want to just encourage everybody that anything that they want to do, they're able to do. And that's the reason why you're on today. And our topic today is you have to see it first.
Mhm.
And Erica, I was someone who always realized that with anything that's not written, it's not real. And I was
Yeah.
someone who used to say to all my homeboys, yo, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this. Then the next
Yeah.
day, nothing. All right, I wasn't real about it. I
Yeah.
lied,
Yeah.
So yeah, so
For
yeah, so
sure.
you know,
Yeah.
so this is the reason why I brought you on, because when I see what you do and I see how you approach what you do the way you do, and I think it's just an awesome thing. And so that's why you're here. And I want to use you and bring value out of your life and out of your experience and out of what you do to encourage somebody else. Make sense?
Oh, I love that. Yeah. That sounds good.
Thanks so much. So Erica, tell us, where are you from?
I'm from California originally.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm from
Wow.
Long Beach, California, Southern California. And I've been in New York now though for about 7 years.
Cool,
A little bit
cool.
of time. I'm not,
Okay.
I don't call myself a New Yorker yet.
Got you, got you. You're gonna
I,
claim that California, and I'm gonna tell you something.
yeah,
California is a
although,
beautiful place. I got
I
you.
I love it. I love New York. So
You're New Yorker by way of California,
yeah,
right?
for
I
sure.
got you. It's all
Yeah.
good. It's all good. So you've been out here for about 7 years. That's cool. How do you
Yeah.
like it so far being out in New York?
Oh, I love it. Everyone always asks me like, what? Like it's just two totally different worlds, like
Yeah,
California and New York is just, different energies, but it just fits my vibe a little bit more.
absolutely.
It's like more fast paced and kind of just I get to stay busy and do a bunch of different things. It's a beautiful city and
Yeah,
just, I don't
yeah.
know, I just love it.
I
I
can
love to
see.
be able to be around so many different cultures, different people and things like that too.
That's good. That's good. And I'm glad.
Yeah.
First of all, on behalf of New York, we're glad that you've been here for several years now. Happy that you're
Yeah,
here. And
thank
a
you.
lot of us, we need good people like yourself. We need people who are about their business, about their work, and have nothing but positive vibes. Every time that I would see you, and of course, I'm not gonna let y'all know. Y'all, everybody here knows exactly where I work because I
Yeah,
oftentimes mention it in. But every time that I would see you, coming through the lobby and things like that, you're on the go, you're on the run, but
yeah,
you're so focused, but you still find time to speak to everybody and give and deposit such a positive vibe. And so
yeah.
I want to give a shout out to my boy Hamed, who should be coming home soon. He had went away because it was he's Muslim and stuff, and so he's been in his spiritual mode and things like that. I think they went to either Israel or something like that. I'm not too sure,
Mm-hmm.
Mecca, but they I know he should be back really soon. And when
Mm-hmm.
he showed me on Instagram,
Mm-hmm.
what you do, I was astounded. I was like, first of all, so first of all, me being new into this, whole content creating
Yeah,
and dealing with cameras, I've become dealing with cameras since COVID, and
yeah.
COVID was the thing that did it for me.
I mean, same. Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, so it haven't been that long, and
Mm-hmm.
you find these new things, you find these new hobbies that become real after a while.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And I'm like, wow, when I see people like minded and I see someone with a camera or someone with a lens and I look at the result of your work, I was like, I'm blown away. I said, I got to connect with this young lady somehow.
yeah.
And Ahmed was like, look, this is her Instagram and look at what she do. And I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, y'all should see the way. And I was trying my best to sort of, screenshot some of the coffee that you make.
Yeah,
So the only thing I could do is just go into the software and try to find something that was
yeah,
a replica of what you do, not as good as what you do, I promise you. But I was like, wow, this is
yeah,
this is amazing.
yeah.
And so tell me, so you've come to New York.
Mm-hmm.
So that I'm assuming that it's to start a new genre, start a new way, find
Yeah,
your calling and things like that.
yeah.
And now, when you did the coffee thing, like, did you start this since COVID, or since like you've been dealing with cameras, or
Yeah, it kind of all happened at like, well, I think coffee stuff came first, and then I started getting, more into cameras. But I
okay,
moved to New York. I graduated from, I went to law school in DC. So I've technically been
Okay.
away from California for about 10 years now. And so now
Wow.
I'm a practicing attorney, which is where you
Ooh,
see me in and out of the office
ooh. Now I
during the
wanted you to say
day.
that. I didn't want to cut you up, but I wanted you to say. So I didn't want to say. Guess what, y'all? She's in the law. That's an up and coming
No.
lawyer right here. And
Yeah, and it's
yeah.
kind of interesting because I spent so much of like my adult years like going after that and after that
Yeah.
goal and checking all the things off the boxes, right? That I went to law school and then
Yeah.
I got this internship, this job, and so forth. And then during COVID, things got like really slow for me at work with I think
Mhm.
like lots of people in different types of industries. And a part of me was bored. So I was like not
Right.
doing much with work and
Yeah.
I was living by myself at the time. And I was just bored, right?
Wow.
And I would just start recording things on my phone
Uh-huh.
and I make coffee every day just because I'm a coffee drinker. And I
Yeah.
would just record it and it looked cool. And then I would kind of try different angles. And okay, if I get this little foam on top, and just it just started out with, just kind of recording things. And then I
Wow.
started trying new recipes. I wasn't able to go to my usual coffee shops. So I would try to like create new things.
Yeah.
Instead of my morning coffee, I would kind of switch things up and try and make my own thing.
Wow.
And then over time, I got a tripod and then, a ring light, and I just started doing things on my phone. And honestly, if I look back at the video that I made, 2, 3 years ago, I'd probably be embarrassed. But really, I just wanted to get better at each stage. And so I would say, okay, well, I really like this video, but I want it to be more crisp. Okay, so how can I get that? Okay, well, now I need a camera. Okay, well, now I want the video to have like the blurry background. Okay, well, now I got to get this kind of lens. And I just got like more and more involved in it. You can probably see some of my lenses back there
I
if
see
you
that. I
zoom
see. I'm
in.
looking at the theme. I'm looking at
Yeah.
it. I love it. Please
So
excuse
I
mine. I don't know
just
what I look
get,
like, but yeah. But
yeah.
you wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Look.
so I
That's
just got
awesome.
more and more into it, and I would just watch, videos on YouTube. I would talk to people that were into cameras, and when I found out that you were doing, videography and cinematography and stuff, I was asking you questions. So I kind of just got into it, and I like that. What I tell people is that what I do during the daytime. I love what I do. I love being a lawyer. And it's interesting, like mentally, but
Mhm.
something different and something special comes from creating content and being creative. And it like, I don't know, I didn't anticipate having this level of like joy coming from it, but
Yeah.
I'm just having fun. And that's to me all of what my goal was, to just have fun with it.
Absolutely. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
Erica, and in the edits, that's where the hand claps are gonna go right there. And but and you know what's so funny? I'm glad that you said it because you just brought something out. And this is gonna be good tonight for me because people don't understand it. It's when you're dealing with cameras and you're dealing with lens and you're dealing with different type of things that you want to record and stuff. It's a whole nother world. Like
Yeah.
you have to, and you won't ever know anything about it until you've tapped in.
Hmm.
Other than that, you're looking at a person with just a camera.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But for us, when we take a look at all of what we put into it, the lighting, the
Oh,
the
yeah.
setting and setting the set, and like you just
Yeah.
said, shallow depth of field, getting the blurry
Yeah.
background,
Yeah.
and all of that. It's an amazing world to know that you can create content that people will love to see. And you're sharing your heart with people, and it's sort of
Yeah.
kind of like therapy at the same time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
I,
For sure.
oftentimes on our platform, I tell people and I try to encourage people. Listen, if you don't think you have anything to share, it's not true. You have much to share. Think about the very thing that you could talk about all day. And for
Hmm.
you and I, we picked up a camera. Like you said, coffee was first, right? Or camera was first.
Yeah.
You know,
Coffee was first. It was
there
just
you
on my
go.
cell phone, on
But
my
see, and
iPhone.
see, there you go. And that's why I tell
Yeah.
people all the time, it's no excuse.
Yeah.
Get your phone. Your phone is what it is.
Yeah.
And I love what you said and how coffee was first because you're like, wait a minute. So what am I going to record? I'm gonna record the thing I love to do. I
Yeah.
love coffee.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you found new ways, to do it. And so,
Hmm.
and that's what I was going to ask you. You actually answered my
Yeah.
first question, which was what inspired you to become a coffee maker,
Oh,
and
yeah.
design,
Yeah.
the coffee. Now, now, so what came first? So it was the coffee, and then I noticed that when you make coffee, you mix certain things,
Yeah.
in that,
Yeah.
to bring us into that particular world.
So originally I I was just making it like for the looks and for the aesthetic of it. And I think it's a balance now between that and then also just like unique, cool recipes that people can try to recreate on their own.
Yeah.
I mean, my go-to coffee is really just like vanilla latte. Like I'm not. It's always funny to say that because most people think I have like these, my daily coffee is this big extravagant cup, but
Right.
those are like the treats. I like to try new things, but
Yeah.
it's like when you're a chef, you're not eating fancy chef, creations every single night. Sometimes
Right.
you're just gonna have a burger or whatever. So
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I originally just wanted to like try new things and just the way that certain like just certain ingredients and stuff looked and appealed to different people's taste buds and things
Hmm.
like that. I just wanted to just try something new.
Yeah.
And I try not to repeat recipes, but it's been so long that it's sometimes been evolved. And then also trends. I try to, if I see a lot of people trying a particular trend, I'll try and do that or recreate that.
Right.
I'm inspired by so many different things, so it
Wow.
just kind of comes to me. But yeah,
Got you.
I'll
Got you.
do. I mean, just in case people aren't familiar, I've done like cookie butter latte. I've done
Mm.
like white chocolate mochas
That's
and
me all day. Yeah.
yeah, I know everyone has like their favorite. Obviously, pumpkin spice people are, really into during the fall. I've done like a butter pecan one time, and that was pretty
Ah.
interesting. Yeah,
Yes.
so I just try different things, and hope that someone at some point is like, okay, that sounds pretty good. I think I'm gonna try that. So
Absolutely.
yeah,
I'm gonna tell you, when I took a look at, how you design certain cups, like you put this, and I wish I really, really wanted to show some video while we were talking, but I will do it in the edits,
yeah,
and I hope that everybody that's on the line would definitely go back and watch some of the, re-edit and how we set it up for the, platform of YouTube. But you put like this, it looked like this caramel butter thing at the bottom, and then you
yeah,
put some ice in it with this like chocolate mocha thingamajig, and then you got
yeah.
the whipped cream in it.
Oh
Or the
yeah, I'm
foam
like
thing.
really into it.
Oh my
Yeah.
God. And I mean, what brilliant work. And I said to myself, I said, I can't look at that in the morning because then I'm not gonna want to buy anything around the area. I'm like, yo, where's Erica? Anybody find
Yeah.
Erica? Because I need, you know,
Yeah.
I need
No,
some
it's interesting because I sometimes care. Like I said, I drink my daily cup of coffee is usually pretty basic. I'll do like a
right.
white mocha sometimes too, but I'm pretty
Yes.
straightforward in my daily cups. But
That's cool.
I tend to like making things that like look better.
Right.
So when you say like caramel or the mocha, like a chocolate sauce,
Yes.
those things just look good, even if you're not into that. It's
Yeah.
just, people tend to like things that have like this like a sauce or like a syrup like
Yeah.
drizzle whipped
Right.
cream, those things
Right.
kind of like appeal to people's taste buds, so I usually like those because people it just satisfies a different sense.
Absolutely.
Different
Now,
sense.
and so now, even talking to you, I don't get the sense that, it was like, of course, coffee was first. I don't get the
Hmm.
sense that, well, you know what, I'm gonna start my own coffee shop, and then I'm looking at my competitors, which are
Yeah.
Starbucks. I'm looking at Dunkin'
Hmm.
Donuts. I'm looking at Jack's. I'm looking at,
Yeah.
I don't sort of get that sense. I just
Yeah.
sort of get the sense that, look, I'm just want to share the love, and I want to share my creativity. And
Yeah.
obviously, that will be the answer to my third question, and that
Well,
would be what
that's
sets you,
because
what sets your coffee, apart from others, and
yeah.
it sounds like that's the love. Is there anything else that you might want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I had sort of always, it's funny because I get this type of question kind of
Okay.
often from either people that I work with or like friends or people that meet me and they kind of just want to know what I do.
Right.
Or they'll like start following me. They'll ask me like kind of what my game plan is here. And to
Right.
be
Right.
honest, I don't think I really I don't think I really have one. I mean, sure, ideas are in the back of my head that I would love to do.
Hmm.
I don't think I would actually like make coffee like in terms of selling like a roast or something. I think I would
Okay.
love to make glassware or ice cube trays because I really
Mm.
love cool, unique ice cube trays. I've done
Right.
ice cubes that are like the shape of circles,
Stars.
of stars, yeah,
Yeah.
roses, flowers, like all types of stuff, and that's pretty fun. But no, I don't think I have like an end game of it. But at the end of the day, I've always just said I just wanted to have fun. I never cared to go viral and or anything like that. If you
Right,
ask anyone, technically, I don't think I have like a true like viral video where
right.
there's like hundreds of thousands or millions of views.
Hmm.
And like for me, it had always just been I just wanted like people to like it or people
Right,
to follow me. At the beginning, I just said, look, if one brand sends me a bag of coffee, I will be set
right.
because at the end of the day, I was like, that just feels cool. It feels like a brand that likes what I do enough
Right,
to
right.
give me free coffee. I would be okay with that. And so I
Absolutely.
couldn't have imagined, being in the position that I am now, that I'm
Hmm.
able to, work with different brands and
Hmm.
things like that. And it's just been really cool. But no, I haven't had like a thought as to like what I want to do with it all.
Right.
I've always just said, once I start getting too like stressed and overwhelmed about it,
Yeah.
it's not for me anymore.
Right.
And that hasn't happened.
That's
So
great. That's
yeah.
great. And so, now, that our audience know that you're dealing with law and things like that. That's a pretty heavy uh, cup of coffee to have to drink yourself. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
so, how do you get a chance to balance, the two? Is it more like a hobby? Have it become like somewhat of a, to some degree, serious, as far as making, the cups of
Yeah.
coffee and things like that? Like, where are you with that? How do you find balance,
I mean,
between the time?
I feel like I'm still trying to be honest.
Okay.
It's tough because I have like work obligations and my
Hmm.
actual like day job, and those have its own demands. And if anyone who have like filmed or reported around, when I go back home to California, my mom helps me, my little cousin helped me, and they're always amazed at like how much I put into it. And they always, all of them know I don't like rushing through this.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't just wing
yeah.
it. Like I have to like kind of jot down a couple of ideas,
Hmm.
recipes, and flavors that I want to do. So I can't rush it. And so what is sometimes unfortunate is that I'll have like a busy day and I'll think, okay, well I can just really quickly just record this one.
Hmm.
No, I can't do that.
Right, right.
So what I try to do is just dedicate like a day to it. Typically weekends, like I like kind of just having like my Saturday or my Sunday
Yeah.
morning, and then I have my setup. I also would record like multiple videos at a time.
Okay.
So if you see like a video that I may post like today, I may have recorded
Hmm.
that a couple of weeks ago, just
Right.
because it's something that like I just do maybe sometimes like 4 or 5 videos like in an afternoon, and just like crank them out. So that's the way I've been finding a balance. Has really
Yeah.
just been like splitting my time,
Gotcha.
kind of like setting like a little bit more of a firm boundary with work that like I don't really like to do a lot.
Hmm. Hmm.
There's some weekends that I just can't avoid it, but I really like to have my weekends for myself. And that's kind of when I get to like really dive in and create and plan out recipes in the bed at night,
Right.
are the things that I like to do. But it's tough. It's definitely tough,
Yeah.
to do both. It's a challenge sometimes.
Right. And is it kind of like sort of like therapy to you on the side of, the law and all of the demands that it require? It's like, is that like your go-to? You know,
Yeah.
got you.
I mean, yeah, I mean, it is like therapeutic in a lot of ways because it's something that I don't know, like when they say, your right side of your brain, your left side of your brain, like the creative side,
Yeah.
had went so, untapped for so many years. Being a lawyer, it's very like logistical. So it's like things make sense, and it's very hard for you to step outside of that and be creative.
Absolutely.
And it's funny because I don't think I ever would have described myself as a creative person.
Hmm.
I didn't look at myself as an artist, a
Okay.
singer, dancer, none of those things. Like I don't think I had a like creative side,
Right.
but I had this vision when it comes to my drinks, and it's almost like I have to sort of I see it in my head and then I just create that.
Mm.
Um, and sometimes things don't work out, and I'm like, oh, well, this video will never see the light of day. Like no one's no
Right,
one's
right,
gonna see
right.
it. And then other times it's like, okay, well, more often than not, things hit, and I'm like, okay, this is gonna be great.
Yeah.
And so I think that is kind of like where I found like my creative side. So it is therapeutic for sure. There are
Yeah.
times where if I've gone too long without recording, I can feel like I'm kind of going through,
Yeah.
mentally it'd just be like tough because I haven't recorded in a while. And I know that getting creative will make me feel better.
Absolutely.
So
Wow, that's
yeah.
great. That's powerful. Yeah, if
Yeah.
y'all getting value tonight, y'all do me a favor, give us the hearts. If you're really enjoying
I
Erica,
can't
give us the
even see
lights.
I should have put it up on my
Yeah,
phone. I
it's
can't
so
see
good.
the
I can see.
comment
I
here.
got you. I got you in that. And
Okay.
and also, it's I was before I was on my mind, um, because again, when I take a look at how you do what you do, right?
Hmm.
I'm saying to myself now, the designs that I see, because there are many different designs that you create.
Yeah.
Uh, how do you what is your method for that? Like, because again, do you see what you're going to do before
Yeah.
you try to make that happen, or is it that you're like, you know what, I'm
Yeah.
going to pour this and see how it's going to shape out? Because I'm
Mm-mm.
sure that you had. First of all, you've been in coffee for a long time,
Yeah.
because you've been drinking, but I'm wondering, what is your technique to that? What is your approach to that? Or
Yeah.
is there a
So
technique? Is there approach?
yeah, it's actually so much more to it than I think a lot of people think.
Hmm.
Um, like I have to envision. I don't know if this is me just being like OCD a little bit about it, but I have to think about like what I'm making. So I have the recipe in my head, and I get inspiration from so many different places. I if I'm out at a grocery store and I see an ice cream that's like mocha almond fudge ice cream. In my
Hmm.
head, I'm thinking, oh, I wonder how I can make mocha, maybe with almond milk, and kind of do like a whipped cream with like some almonds on top. Like I'm thinking
Yeah.
about how I can recreate things that I just see in the world. If I'm looking at a box of cookies at the grocery store or something, or a dessert on a menu, I can kind of start thinking about, well, I'll be really good as like a combo or something in coffee. And so that comes first, the recipe itself, and then how it is portrayed, like in the videos. I have to think about the glass I use. I've kind of started to collect glasses a little bit, like, because again, I just want something different for all my videos, and I collect so many different ice cube trays, and I have to think about how it would play out, like in a drink, right? Like, there's been times where it's gonna sound so like, I guess, kind of random, but if I have a certain ice cube that is like a large, like circle, kind of like the size of almost like a small like golf ball or tennis ball. I can't use every glass with that, right? Because it won't fit, or it's going to look weird
Right.
because it's going to take up the entire glass and you don't have much room for anything else. Or I know that certain ice cubes that are like the small, cute little tiny ones, I have to make more of that because if I use a bigger glass, it's going to be like this much ice and then the glass is going to be so big. So I have to think about those things and think about, yeah, I see an empty glass, but I have to think about how it'll look when the drink is filled all the way up to the top. So
Mm.
if I'm see, okay, with this glass, it doesn't film as well as other glasses will. So I have to kind of like in my head think about in advance what kind of glasses I would use. Sometimes I don't even know if people notice this, but I'll try to match the glass or the
Mm.
ice with the drink I'm making. One of my favorites is that if I'm making like a honey based drink or latte or something, I have like this hexagon shaped glass. And I like using that or the hexagon
Wow.
ice because it kind
Wow.
of reminds me of like the bee's nest hexagon thing.
Hmm.
So little things like that I try to do. Just I think it'll like come across as cool. And again, 95% of the people don't notice, but it's something that kind of just brings me a little joy. So I just do it. But yeah, I see the finished product in all the drinks that I make. I know what it's going to look like. So I'm very rarely like surprised by the end result because that's what I aim toward. I just see it and sort of aim to create that. Um,
Wow. Wow.
but yeah, like I just sort of work towards like creating what I see in my head. Now there are little things that I can wing it along the way, but it's not much. I usually have to have it all like laid out and stuff before I can actually do it and start recording.
Wow, that's amazing. And see, again, that fit the script here, which is
Yeah.
you see it, before you begin to do it, and how powerful, that illustration alone is. Even though we're
Hmm.
talking about coffee, there's so many different ways people can take that, about knowing, your outcome as long as you work for it, as long as you work toward it.
Yeah.
And it's amazing because, again, like you said, I love the way you said, you have to get different shaped glasses. It's more
Yeah.
difficult than people really think because we look at the finished product,
Yeah.
and we're looking at, oh, wow, that was awesome. We would think in our head, she only did that once. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
You know, and which
Yeah.
leads me to my next question: how many times did you have to make? Or have there ever come a time where you had to make, the same cup of coffee more than several times before you got the right take or right
Um,
shot?
it depends. Like if it was something that I really really wanted to record it that way,
Hmm.
I will re-record it into something else. But not I don't really just like redo it like
Hmm.
from the beginning unless I'm like gonna switch something up along
Hmm.
the way. Like I don't really
Hmm.
just try to like, okay, let me wash this glass, do it all over again.
Right.
Usually I would just try it in a different kind of way. Or I don't want to say like I give up and do something else, but like I kind of just try to like switch it to do something else. But
Yes.
normally I don't really like re-record over and over again like the same video. I have to like
Right.
change something about what I'm doing that didn't work.
Yeah.
It's also kind of hard to like recreate coffee because usually I make iced drinks and the ice is already kind of melted.
Yeah.
So I kind of have to like start
Right.
over from scratch pretty much. But
Wow.
I'm so particular and like meticulous about the way I film and the way I shoot, and I'm
Yeah.
like kind of like really serious about like how it films, if the lighting is
Yeah.
weird, if
Yes.
I keep my nails done usually, so if one of them chips I'm not recording. I would do it with like my left hand before I show a chipped finger on my right hand, because it's like the camera will
Wow.
capture all of that.
Yeah, yeah,
So yeah, like I have to be like very very, so much planning goes into all of it that
yeah,
usually I don't want to say it like being cocky, but usually I don't mess up just because I do
say
so much
yeah.
leading up to it. It's like
Wow.
95% of it is the prep and setting the scene and the stage and making
Yeah.
sure it's like quiet, and so I'm not filming at a time where it's like a little bit louder and there's
Yeah.
noises in the background and stuff. So I try to
Wow.
do it and really just only do it once so I don't have to do it again.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Yo, let me hit the like, y'all. Y'all know, y'all already know. And but the other thing that I noticed that you had said also, I think
Yeah.
uh, I like it because I've learned this quite recently actually, and I'm embarrassed to say, but and I like what you said. You like, well, if you see a particular video that I've put up, more than likely I've done that last week or I've done that two
Yeah.
weeks ago. So,
Yeah.
and I had recently learned about what they call batching,
Yeah.
batching
Yeah.
videos,
Yeah.
and I would sometimes do talking head videos on It's All You TV,
Yeah.
and I'm saying to myself, well, okay, well, look, I don't know how these people are coming out with all these particular videos. I used to think that it's an outfit per
Yeah.
day, you come out each
No.
day to do,
No.
oh my God, I used to drive
Yeah.
myself crazy,
Yeah.
but then it was like, wait a minute, hold on, let me get a couple of shirts, let me get a couple of
Yeah.
hats, get get everything I have to say, about one
Yeah.
video, have that checked off, the next video, have that checked off, take the time out that particular day to do at least 4 or 5 videos. And then
Hmm.
now you're well off on your way, 4 or 5 videos, you got a whole month
That'll
worth
take
of
you
content,
to, yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and
And then
that's
during that
amazing.
month, I didn't mean to cut you off, but during that
No,
month, because this is what people say, you just batch record or whatever, and then you like forget about it, and you're
forget
not.
about it.
No, you spend that month while
Yeah,
you're, putting your content out that you recorded a couple of weeks ago. During that month, you're just planning for your next
there you go.
batch upload, right?
There you
Because if
go.
you're doing it once a week, you're only allowing a week to plan, as opposed to, you batch record everything, and just get it all out of the way and really dedicate like a whole afternoon to it. And then you can spend the next month getting that next couple of recipes or, content and scripts and things like that together.
Absolutely. It's less stress on anything. It's like, okay, look,
Yeah.
I'm good. I got the month off to just create,
Yeah.
and get ahead and maybe,
Yeah.
and it's a great thing. Wow, that's awesome, sis. That's so awesome. And
Yeah.
the way you approach, like I said, and I notice I use that word a lot, approach,
Uh-huh.
and how you get the swirls, in the coffee. I think that that's
Yeah.
one of the amazing things, I never knew anything about it because I'm just a regular coffee guy. You know, I'll go
Mhm.
to Dunkin' Donuts, light and sweet, bro. I'm in there, sis. I'm
Yeah.
in there. You know,
Yeah.
and then or I'll probably go to, if I go to Starbucks, I'll probably get me a white hot chocolate minus the
Yeah.
mocha or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be. But
Yeah.
again, you
Yeah.
know, just
Yeah.
to see your approach, you know,
Yeah.
to this, and now for us to know that you know how it's going to come out on purpose. I want
Yeah.
to just stay there for a quick second for my audience here, you know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and because again, you know, I think about you being into law, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, and
Mhm.
of course, in law, what we see on TV, obviously, you can see law completely different because you're in the picture, you're in the set and
Yeah.
stuff. And we look at. Oh, what did I just do? I'm sorry about that. And
No.
so when we look at law, we're looking at TV as to where it's like guilty, not guilty. You cross, and
Yeah.
but the good thing about it is that I can take your cup of coffee and almost kind of like imagine that this is how it can be for you also in law to know I got this case in the bag. You got what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
know how this is going to come out on purpose because
Yeah.
I have all
Yeah.
of my resources, you know?
Ah,
And
yeah.
you get what I'm
And it's
saying?
funny when you said that because my gut kind of just said, "Oh no, I don't." But I think
Of
it's
course.
because it's a balance of like
Human.
confidence. I
Absolutely.
honestly feel confident in the coffee that in the videos that I create. I feel
Yeah.
confident because I've been doing it for a while, also because I prepared like so much.
Yes.
Whereas, like, at my day job, I am not always confident just
Yeah.
because it's just so much going on and it's
Yeah.
it's just a different lane
Yeah.
sometimes. I'm
Absolutely.
confident most of the time, but not
Oh
all the
no.
time.
I believe
And
I took
so,
yeah.
yeah, so I think that's like the root of it. It's like kind of just, it sounds cheesy, but like believing in yourself,
Oh nah,
you
this is
know?
what we all about.
And
And
so I think once I believe in myself on my cases and I feel the most prepared and
yeah.
I feel like, okay, this is, I know all of these facts and all of these things going in so
Yeah.
many different directions. I have a good handle on it in the same way I have a good handle on my recipes and my video equipment and all of that.
Yeah.
If I feel that way, then yeah, like I typically can say like I see the end results kind of already.
Absolutely, absolutely. If y'all getting
Yeah.
value already, yeah, come on, give us the hearts, give us the thumbs up. And I tell you, Erica, just a few more questions, and I'm gonna let you go. I'm not gonna hold you, but again, and like you said, because again, all of us, we have to become confident in something. How
Mhm.
important is it to prepare for anything?
Oh, geez, that's everything. That's everything. I
Yeah,
mean, because certainly, like, if you are the type that kind of just goes with the flow and you just wing it, um, anything that comes from that, I feel to be a little bit more based off of like luck or by chance. And if you want to bet on that, that's totally fine, right? Because if it worked for you on one time, you're gonna feel more, prepared to think it'll work again the second time. For me, and for a lot of people that I know, um, you don't you have to like approach things with like you said, like a certain level of preparedness, and it kind of has you expecting what the result's gonna be. And you just have to like believe in it and work towards it. But I think going with the flow
hmm
for at least for like your goals and objectives, I mean, you're gonna wake up one day and it's like 5 years down the line, and you're like, why haven't I met these goals yet? And something that I try to do
yeah,
is like what you said earlier about like writing it down. I have my iPad and I will sometimes just like do like a brain dump and just write things out.
yeah,
And sometimes I'll put like a goal or I'll have like a date next to it with like an objective of when I'm going to get it done. But sometimes it'll be a year down the line. I go back to that list and see what I've accomplished or what have you, because I've been intentional about it. And I can tell the things that I was like, oh, I forgot that was on my list. It's because I didn't think about it. I
yeah,
kind of just put it down and just stepped away from it, thinking that I was gonna just go with the flow and it'll come to my way. But I think you kind of have to have a level of preparedness, even if that preparation means, talking to people, meeting mentors, or asking
yeah,
people questions. Preparedness to me isn't always like what I said about finding inspiration everywhere. Like it gets there, right?
yeah,
Like it works and gets to that point. But for me, I had to start with thinking about how I wanted to get better at each stage. I had to ask people questions about cameras and equipment. I had to follow people on
hmm
social media that were kind of doing similar things to me that I wanted to emulate. or learn about their style. I had to ask them questions and not
Mhm.
being afraid to say, hey, I love your videos. How do you get your lighting like that? Like I would do that. And they
Yeah.
would say, yeah, I use this lighting. So that to me is all about preparedness. It's not always what people think of it as,
Mhm.
not knowing where to start. You kind of just have to just ask people questions and reach out to people. And people are usually pretty open about telling you or talking to you about those things.
Wow, wow. Y'all, come on, y'all. Give us the heads up, y'all. Come on, y'all. Give us the thumbs up. And Erica, you're amazing.
Thank you.
Being in law the way that you are, and still turn around and have this hobby, maybe possible business of yours on the side.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I'm speaking that in you.
Yeah.
Because again, you
Yeah.
do excellent work, and I just appreciate, your value. I appreciate your wisdom. I appreciate your intellect, and just two more questions, then I'm gonna let you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me ask you, so now, of course, knowing about, you preparing and stuff like that, and preparation is the key. They had this saying, and I hope I don't mess it up.
Hmm.
Is it called proper preparation prevents poor performance or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah.
Something like that, right?
Yeah. Like a tongue twister.
It's like a tongue twister,
Yeah.
and it's always good to prepare. I always believe in predictability sometimes,
Hmm.
and I try to talk to some of the millennials and the Gen Zs. Listen,
Hmm.
when you get you a job, it's always good to be predictable in that particular, lane. To know that
Hmm.
I'm on time, they know I'm going to be there.
Yeah.
They
Yeah.
say before time, on time, late.
I know. Yeah.
If I'm going to take a 15-minute break, I'm going to be back within 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Predictability. It
Yeah.
shouldn't be nothing for anybody to guess or second guess of what it is that you are or will not do.
Hmm.
And then to be consistent in it, but to
Hmm.
plan your day. Like just this morning, if you don't mind me say, I knew that I had an outfit at work already, and
Mm.
I said to myself, but I want to have breakfast and I have to sit, Erica, every morning because I speak to the whole building,
Yeah. Yeah.
every single day.
Oh, I
And I don't
know.
know, and I have to have a whole bunch of this,
Yeah.
I don't want to show the
Yeah.
lady because they're not sponsoring me, but a whole bunch of H2O,
Yeah.
and a whole bunch of coffee. I must say that,
Hmm.
because again, speaking to a whole entire building can become tiresome on the mental, on the
Yeah.
physical, and people don't know. They're like, "Oh, you're not doing nothing. You're just saying hello." Nah, champ.
It's exhausting it a little bit.
it,
Yeah.
it is exhausting because not everybody's reciprocating the same energy. If I'm
Yeah.
like, "Hey," you might have somebody say, "Hey, how you doing?" I'm like, "Wow." So I got to match that because I don't want to be on their nerves. They don't want to see "Hey"
Yeah.
if they're like
Yeah.
this.
You never
But
know.
this,
Yeah.
yeah, and
You
some
never
people are
know.
like, "Oh, I'm glad that you did do it. Thank you." And for some people who have
Hmm.
like their last day, they'll come back and say, "Thank you for being who you are," who've never said anything to me in their whole life, And
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
surprising to me.
Yeah.
But it's just, what it is. It's predictability. Everybody who see you every single day doing the same thing over and over and over, they sort
Hmm.
of kind of get it after a while.
Yeah.
But before that, the preparation state is
Hmm.
I'm there maybe an hour and a half.
Hmm.
I'm sitting down, I'm eating my breakfast, have my coffee, getting myself prepped to say, I need to speak to 1,000 or more people, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Or hundreds
Yeah.
of people a day. And again, preparation, like I said, is always the key.
Hmm.
We've learned something according to Mr. Neil Serborn. He's my boss, my
Hmm.
boss's boss. And
Hmm.
he wrote this book. If go check it out when you get a chance. It's
Okay.
called Nuts and Bolts,
Okay.
and it's priosis. It's about the psychology of knowing different people, and he
Mm.
classified people by colors, and
Okay.
but the colors don't mean what it is that he classified them by.
Yeah.
Like you have red people, you have blue people, you have
Okay.
green people, and you have yellow people.
Okay.
And red people represent individuality. They're like
Hmm.
they can come out to be introverts to some degree,
Mm.
but they're more so like I, me, but they're really not stuck up people. It's just their
Hmm.
personality trait. So you
Okay.
hear a lot of people like, yeah, but you didn't get nothing from me, or nobody didn't ask me. They also love to find or solve problems other people didn't get a chance to solve. But it's not for so much of the time, and it's just they had a chance to do it.
Yeah.
And that's their way of looking out for people. But they can sit right next to you, not say nothing to you, and not be mad with you. They're just in their
Yeah.
own bubble.
Yeah. Yeah.
And they're great visionaries. Great leaders, great visionaries. And so
Hmm.
that's individuality according to red people, according to the book. But then they have blue people, and blue people are all about process. They're
Mm.
not leaving the house until they find out all the details of what's going to
Oh,
happen before getting there and coming back.
yeah,
Not
yeah,
leaving the house at all. Well, who's
yeah.
driving us? What time are we leaving? What road are we taking?
Oh,
What time
wow.
we expect to get there? What time we expect to leave and get
Yeah,
back?
yeah.
And who's taking us?
Oh,
They
geez,
need to
yeah.
know detail for
I'm like a
detail.
mix of the two, but I'm gonna wait until you say the other.
Okay, okay. And then you have green people. Green people are about
Mhm.
speed. They're always on the go.
Okay.
And they can seem to come off rude, but they're not rude. It's just that they can't be held down. They're on the go. So they ask you, what way is Pineapple Street? And before you can even answer it, they're on their way out.
Oh,
They
yeah.
like to solve problems, but they like to solve problems faster than other
Quickly.
people. Like they got to
Mhm.
be on it. Come on, move, 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 move.
Yeah.
And sometimes when I'm talking, especially with talking head people, I can hear people say, "Donald, come on, move, move. Let's go with the process. Talking too slow for me."
Uh-huh.
And again, those are green people. They're always on the go.
Yeah.
And they can seem rude that they can step over you and pass you by. But they didn't get a chance to say hello because they just can't be held back. That's
Yeah.
just their personality trait. you
Yeah.
know. And then last but not least, you have what they call yellow people. Yellow people
Hmm.
are about harmony. They don't want a cup of
Hmm.
coffee unless you have a cup of coffee. They
Okay.
don't want, they'll include you in whatever it is that they're doing. They'll have words like us and we and them. We can do it for the gang. We can do it for everybody.
Okay.
Well, let's
Okay.
invite them. Let's invite us.
Yeah.
They're all about collaboration. They're all about harmony. The
Yeah.
only thing that will get them upset is when you're not considerate of other people,
Oh, okay.
other people's feelings. So if
Yeah.
somebody opened the door, they're like, why didn't they say thank you?
Yeah.
Be
Yeah.
considerate,
Yeah.
because this is about everybody. So that's the kind of people yellow people are. They're about harmony.
Hmm.
And so yeah, and so when we take a look at it, when I hear you speak, I'm like, I see blue. I see blue
I
big
think
time,
I
you
knew
know?
you were gonna say something like
Yeah, I see
that.
blue. I
I
see
have a
blue big
little
time.
red in me too, though.
Oh
Maybe
yeah,
that's
I
just
can
from
see
my
that too. Yeah.
genetics. Yeah. Yeah. Because I
Does that
think
resonate? Yeah.
a little bit, yeah. Like blue, I do like things to be like planned out. It's just that it's, and I know the way these like personality tests and stuff like that work. It's like no one is like 100% one thing.
Right.
So I see myself in blue and I see
Yeah.
myself in red a little bit, and I just try to have
Absolutely.
like a balance of both of those.
Absolutely.
Because one thing I can do is dive so deep into the planning, into the writing things out and things like that, that I'm like now kind of like lost in it.
Got you.
And certain things are just so overwhelming that you can't like plan every single step to it. I kind of
Right.
have to like break things up. Like, okay, let's just say you want to kind of clean up slash redecorate your home.
Yeah.
You know, I'm the kind of person who will go every little detail about every little thing, and it's just impossible. When really you should just focus on maybe one room at a time and
There you
say,
go.
okay, well, what kind of furniture do I want to get for this room? What kind of do I want to paint? No, I think the paint's fine. Okay, what kind of artwork do I want to put on the walls? Or like whatever. But I think like what I tend to do is sometimes get too deep into the planning. So I try to be a little bit more on the red side, which is kind of just go with the flow on certain parts and
Right.
be a little more grounded in that. But yeah, like I see myself in both of those. I don't think
Right.
I'm green.
Right.
Yellow, I can deal with yellow. I can deal with yellow a little bit. I do like the harmony and the togetherness and kind of consideration of others, that
Right.
whole aspect of things. But
Got you.
yeah.
By the way,
So
one of our audience, they were asking, um, what was the name of the book again? It's called Nuts and Bolts by
okay.
Mr. Neil Seborn. All right. So
Yeah.
please check it out, y'all.
I'm gonna write it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. It's everybody should learn it. And as a matter of fact, if any of you would like to know more about that particular content, if you can
Hmm.
go right over to It's Life Podcast right there on
Hmm.
YouTube. Here
Hmm.
it is right here. It's Life
Okay.
Podcast. You can hear about all of that. My friend, my good co-host, Rob Bill, sorry, and our secretary, which is Robin Holmes. We really dive deep into that about that
No.
particular concept, because that particular platform is about how you get along with other people. How
Yeah.
you receive other people might be difficult to deal with, but then you
Yeah.
might have to work with them. How do you not allow them in your mind space? But how do you migrate? It's a whole book on all of that. Please check it out, sis, and I know
Yeah.
that it'd be great for you, especially in your field.
Yeah.
To
I mean,
begin
you
to
work with
see.
so many different types of people day
Absolutely.
to day, and
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
important.
Absolutely. So, two questions, and we're gonna go and we're gonna wrap it up and land the plane. Have there ever been challenges, while trying to you mentioned earlier or about your earlier videos? If you look at my earlier videos, oh my God, what have been some of the
Oh
challenges
man.
in your earlier videos before you got to that point where I'll pour this and this is it, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of embrace them, I guess, like challenges that if something doesn't show up or film the way I wanted it to, like quality wise, like if it, sometimes I struggle like with my camera, like focusing.
Hmm.
I think I was talking to you about like how my shutter noise keeps making
Oh
noises when it
yeah, you just
focuses in and
right.
out. So I'm
Yeah.
kind of always coming across things that I guess are considered challenges because I'm trying to, figure out ways around it. But honestly, I kind of just embrace it. I'm just
Right.
thinking like, okay, well, how can I stop it from doing that, or how
Right.
can I make that like a little
Yeah.
bit better, a little bit different?
Right.
There was a time where I really wasn't really focusing on recipes like that. I really was just doing kind of simple
Okay.
stuff. And then I would sometimes make tea and
Yeah.
realize that that may or may not be, something that I really want to do.
Right.
I drink tea sometimes and I make
Okay.
tea for others, but I like coffee and I like the way coffee looks.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of
Right.
sometimes being presented with different things that are like kind of confusing me or making me feel
Yeah.
like I need to change, or distracting me is probably a better word.
Right.
Kind of distracts me from what I really want to do.
Right.
So I guess it's a challenge to figure out how to deal with that, and thinking that I have to change what I do, because people will ask me like, oh, you should make this. Like my mom is so funny when it comes to this stuff, because she's always like, you should make a smoothie with this and this and this. And I'm like, mom, I don't I don't make that kind of stuff. Like it
Go
looks
beyond the
good.
borders. Yeah.
Yeah, just she's like, you should make an ice cream with this and this. And I'm just like, I do not make that kind of content. Like I just don't.
Right.
So, but
Right.
I
Right.
have to stay, focused in all of it. And
Yeah.
it is a challenge because sometimes I do get excited about so many different things, and I
Hmm.
just can't really, like, I can embrace that and not change what I'm doing. I can say, that's really cool content. I would
Right.
follow that person.
Right.
I'll even try making it myself, but I don't think it will be something that I want to show my audience
Right.
or go in a different direction. Like, it's just not
Hmm.
my style.
I hear
So
you.
that's sometimes the challenge.
Wow. I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. And see, I tell you, most of the successors are those of them who messed up like 1,000 times, to get to where they have to get to before they got to where they are,
Hmm.
And so,
Hmm.
yeah, absolutely. And so,
Yeah.
just to hear that, yeah, everybody have challenges, and if anybody in our audience can resonate with that, please let us know.
Yeah.
And now, if there's someone who, uh, probably maybe not going in the same direction, but in the same direction in the sense that they have a profession, but they also have a hobby and may not know exactly which one to follow, right?
Mm.
Because again, you just never know where this coffee making may take you.
Yeah.
And we may have one plan, all of a sudden it's like, wait a minute, you know what? I don't know if I'm good. I think I'm gonna have
Yeah.
Do you ever
Yeah.
think about stuff like that every now and again? Like, does that
I
come across?
do.
Okay, I mean,
It's scary sometimes because
yeah,
like I said, I spent so much of my like adult life, college and
yeah,
law school and
yeah,
working and all of that,
yeah,
having the vision of being a lawyer.
yeah,
But I like to think that I'm like, still young, right? Like I can
yeah,
do so many more things after this. And
absolutely,
being a lawyer isn't going to go anywhere. Whatever
right,
experience people have in their day job isn't going to
yeah,
go anywhere.
absolutely,
So if you have this other passion that
yeah,
is something that you really want to focus on, and I say embrace it, but at the same
that's good.
time be like smart a little bit about it too. Like I'm
Yeah,
not going to
be
I'm not going to
impulsive,
quit my day job unless I
right,
am like 100% secure in something. Like it would have to be, I'm not getting any sleep right now and I need to choose something. Like I would have to be presented with that kind of
yeah,
fork in the road.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
love the balance that I have behind it. I love that I do two totally different things and I kind of feel like a separate person when I'm creating. And it just makes me like a more balanced person, that I'm able to be challenged in my day job with like
yeah,
my cases that I'm working on, and sort of just having to deal with all of that. I
mhm,
love being challenged in that way, but then also like shifting to the other side of my brain that's more creative, and I get to edit videos and be
mhm,
excited about the way they come out,
right,
and the sounds and the visuals and the music that I even add to it and things like that.
Right.
The backgrounds and lighting, everything that's a part of it, I just really get excited about.
Yeah.
Um, so I don't know if you asked your question, but my advice, I
Oh,
guess, would be
oh,
to,
oh
was
yeah.
that it?
You answered it. You answered it, and
Okay.
you answered also my last question, which is about editing. Do you edit your own videos? Do you do your own lighting and stuff like that? Your own
Yeah.
setup? And wow, let me tell you, you do amazing work. I got to
Yeah.
come and sit under your class. Then, if that's the case, we're coming into editing and stuff like that.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And I just want to just applaud you on everything that you're doing.
Thank you.
In law school, much success to it, or being in law rather, you've been
Yeah.
through law school already, much success to it, and go far, go all the way,
Thank
and
you.
I'm just grateful, that we have you as our sister, and you have a community over here, and people
Oh,
are really
thank you.
watching, and we're really, really grateful to you, and anybody who's doing anything great, we should support them 1001%. We don't
Yeah.
have to always be sitting in the seat to say, I'm proud of what we're all doing. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, I love
And
that, and
I really,
I'm super proud of you and what you're doing too. Like this
oh,
is super cool. You're
thanks.
very motivational, and you have an audience that appreciates the stuff that you're doing too. So
Wow, I
this is
appreciate it.
cool. This is
Thank you,
cool.
sis. Thank you.
Yeah, I would
Okay,
have
if
never known, right? If I wasn't.
right, no one never know. We walk past, and I'm gonna tell y'all, you walk past people every single day. Get to know people. Get to
Yeah,
network with people. Get to know people, everybody, because you
yeah.
never know who you speak to every single day.
Oh yeah.
If you could just leave us with a few words of inspiration, if have people who are walking in your shoes, maybe they want to be in law,
Hmm.
maybe they want to pursue their hobby, but afraid to walk into
Yeah,
that, or maybe they might want to make what it is that's considered to be a hobby, a
yeah.
job,
Yeah,
if you can.
yeah. I think I guess I have two pieces of advice. One, and this is something that people kind of ask me about, like, oh, what kind of camera do you use?
Okay.
And that's one of the most popular questions that I get. And but they ask that question at the beginning when they haven't made the Instagram account yet. They haven't found
Right.
what they want to record. They haven't
Right.
found their name, their niche, nothing. They just
Right.
want to know. So my advice is to don't think you have to start at the end or like at the
Mm,
highest point or whatever. Like I still think I may get a new camera in the next couple of months. I may get new, I may try new things.
right.
So I was recording on my cell phone, and I didn't get a tripod until a little bit later, but I
Mm,
was like propping my phone up against this I guess this flower pot that was on my coffee table, right? And those were
right.
my first couple of videos. And then I started getting into the tripod and then cameras and settings and this and this. So my advice is whatever your hobby is, don't think you have to start, or your first question shouldn't be like the end point of it. And then also I think like kind of embracing the process of it all. Whatever your goal is should really just be in the back of your mind at all times. So me, I never wanted this to be a source of stress. I never wanted my hobby or my interest to be something that, I'm worried about. So I like the fact that I can, because I got my day job to worry and stress and
Right.
lose sleep. So for me, I wanted to have fun. So the day that it becomes, because it hasn't happened yet, the day that this becomes stressful or overwhelming or
Right.
feeling like I'm not doing enough, I say that I have to walk away. And it hasn't happened yet, thank goodness. But
Right.
that's my advice, is to really just stay true to what it is that you're doing with it. Yeah.
Erica, you're amazing, sis. You're an amazing lady, and
Thank
we really
you.
appreciate you. If you just tell everybody where could they find you if they want to take a look at some of your work.
Yeah, so I'm on TikTok, Instagram. I'm building my YouTube, but I created it because you told me to, but it has like
Yeah, come on, sis.
followers.
Yeah,
So I'm on all the platforms. Espresso Bard, ESPRESSO
I'll leave it in the
Bard,
description. Okay.
BARRED. It's the same name everywhere. Yeah, just give me a follow and I'll follow back.
Yeah, everybody, do me a favor. Please go to her channel. Go and follow her. You're gonna watch some amazing artwork, and you're not. And if you don't drink coffee, you're gonna want to drink some coffee. I promise you.
I appreciate that. More to come. I need to edit, so
Yeah.
I have more videos coming along the way.
Absolutely.
So,
And we will be watching. Erica, thank you so very much for being a part of this platform and giving the value and out of your special to all of your busy time. And I know you still got stuff that you have to do even tonight before you go to bed, you know, and stuff like that. So just thank you, you know, for taking the time out to be a blessing to our platform, giving us value the way that you do. And hopefully this is the first of many, you know, rather to be in the area of law, rather it's in the area of the, you know, the coffee making, whichever it is. I know that it's going to be great. And this is the first of many that's going to come up for people who are going to discover you, you know?
I'm excited to see what you continue to do too. This is super cool.
Thank you. Well, you know, it's not your first time. We're going to meet up again, you know, to do more because it's going to be some more on the horizon. You know, you're going to have achieve more, and I really appreciate it. And again, I'm also honored to be the first, you know, platform that you've mounted, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm excited. That was cool.
Cool. So hang tough for a second, okay?
All right.
All right. Everybody, listen, I hope that you enjoyed that presentation. That was the lovely Erica. She's doing the thing, y'all. I really appreciate it. Thank you, man. I want to say thank you to Keisha. Good to see you. Sylvia, good to see you. Jesse, my brother, good to see you. Brooklyn Cakes. Monica, my cousin, good to see you. Takia, hey, good to see you. Ron G, good to see you, man. Wow, good to see everybody. I wish I can call all of you out. Please don't kill me if I don't call all your names. Y'all know I love y'all, and I appreciate y'all. Egberto, thank you again. Thank you all for coming on. Listen, you know, I want you to know, you don't have to be great to start anything. But you got to start something in order for you to be great, you know? And never compare your beginning stages to anybody's middle. You know, see what you want, go after what you saw, work toward that, and manifest it, okay? So listen, y'all, this is your boy, Donald Francis. This is It's Life. It's Manifested Thoughts Podcast. We're helping people bring their imagination into reality. Now take everything that we talked about and go do something with that. Yo, talk to y'all later. And by the way, hold on. Don't forget, tonight is the last night of me going on Tuesdays. All right? And let me just do this real quick. And let me just say this now while I'm on and I can just straighten this out. I want you all to know that our next showing, our next podcast is going to be in the month of May because we have a whole new setup. And I told you all that it's going to be May 6th. No, but look out for the commercial. It's going to be May 13th, Saturday, May 13th. All right. And it's going to be between the hours of 1 and 2 because of everything that we're going to do. Please write the date down. Saturday, May 13th, not the 6th. Okay. And watch. You're going to love what we're going to show you. Again, this is your boy, Donald Francis. This Manifested Thoughts Podcast. I want to thank Erica again, who is an amazing lady. Can't wait to see all the other stuff that she's going to do. And I'm out. Peace.